evening, whenever you're deciding to tune in. Welcome to a Homespun house, and I'm Molly. Thank you so much for joining me today. I feel like I haven't filmed in forever because last week I actually skipped, which was the first time that I've done that. It's just been really busy, super busy. If I remember at the end to get into all of that, I totally will. But I would like to hop right into everything. What's been going on here knitting wise. I think today I will start a little bit differently. For those of you who are new, this is generally a knitting podcast, but this month, or this month and last month, June and July, Homespun House, we're hosting a craft along. So you can do any craft you want. You can spin, you can cross stitch, you can crochet, you can do anything that involves your hands, handwork, which is why it's called the handcraft along, except for knitting, because I want you to be trying out and focusing on some other things. Knitting is super awesome and super fun, and I've been doing lots and lots of knitting, but finally I've been doing some other things as well. I really have gotten into my cross stitch this past week. Robert had a production that he did. It was really, really cool. Yeah, he had a production that he did, and Robert's mom came for the weekend, and she wasn't able to see the show, unfortunately, but she came so that I could see it. So she came and spent the day with Elodie and then slept overnight, and we just had a really great time. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because Saturday was the day that Robert's mom came, and I went with Robert to this theater. It's kind of theater where the production, the show was going to be shown. And there's a really nice, super trendy, really cool cafe above the theater. It's not a theater. And so I sat there for about 6 hours. Robert came out every once in a while because he had to be there before the show, obviously doing some things. And so I sat upstairs outside in this super nice weather. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. I had a long sleeve shirt on, and I just sat and cross-stitched, and I drank cappuccino, and it was wonderful. One of the best. I drink my my coffee drinks with soy milk whenever I have the chance. It's not something that I have to do, but I prefer it. I love the flavor and the taste, and I love the way the milk froths up. So that's what I enjoyed while I was there. And I worked a load on my cross stitch. So for those of you who are new, I will pop this out of here. This is what I'm working on. I'm making the Tea Time cross stitch by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So this is how it should look in the end. I was gifted this by my amazing friend, the pattern I was gifted, Sherilyn. Her name is Carbon Soup on Ravelry, as well as Instagram. And Instagram is kind of how she and I became friends. So thank you so much, Sherilyn. I know I've said that before, but I love this cross stitch. It is so me. I need to get my hands, as soon as I finish this, on the next sampler. The Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery has this alphabet sampler with little cakes and sweets around it. And I think that one is my favorite that they've put out. I don't have it yet. I don't own it yet. But it's something that I want to do after I finish this one because it's a lot of fun. So this is how far I've gotten into mine. Last time I showed you guys, I had nothing really. So this is how it's looking. And I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. This is Aida cloth, that I'm using, and I always dye my Aida cloth myself. I really like the look of hand-dyed fabric, so I just buy, the last time I bought this, I bought a whole meter of it. So I bought a meter of Aida cloth, and I don't know why I don't dye the whole meter at once. I guess because it's a lot of fabric, but how I tend to do it is cut out the size that I need, and then I dye it with tea bags. So I'll grab a little bowl of hot water, put the tea bags in, and then get at it with dyeing my fabric. And I really like the way this one turned out. I have a bit more to go. I think I could have this finished in 3 hours, but I don't know. I have some more to do on here, and then I have the border, some smoke here, or some steam, I guess, and then I'm outlining the teacup because, silly me, the color that I chose for the teacup almost matches my Ada cloth, which is a huge bummer. I don't know what I was thinking, and I'm not going to rip it all out. I'll probably make another one of these sometime because they're fun. They're really sweet, and I think that they would make it's a really great gift for people who like the shabby chic granny cross stitch. I'll leave it in here. I don't know if I'll leave it in this exact hoop or if I will get a little bit smaller one. I own quite a few embroidery hoops. And then I will put a piece of fabric on the back and then cut it out, maybe 2 centimeters. I'll leave 2 centimeters of fabric after I have it all fitted, and then I will glue it to the inside just here. It will look really nice. And then hang it with a ribbon. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. I still think it's funny that when I began this, I thought it was kind of, I didn't enjoy it at first. It was a little bit, I had to concentrate on it too much, but now I'm finding myself getting lost in it and wanting to keep doing more and more and more. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. I want to make some embroidery hoop bags. I have this in a bag that I made. It looks hilarious in here. I almost don't even want to show it. This is a bag that I made, I don't even know, a long time ago. And this is just, it's like a circle bottom bag, and then with a little bit of space at the top so that I have enough room for my little container here. Isn't this so cute? It's a pencil case made by Paper Chase, but I keep my floss in here. So and then in here I just have my embroidery hoop with my needle and all of my threads, and then I have my pattern inside of my Knit Pro chart keeper, which I love, and I don't think I've ever not had it in use since I've received it. I'm either using it for a knitting pattern or a cross stitch pattern. The next thing, you guys, so I had just really kind of broken into my Rock and String Creations roving, this pencil roving that I had been telling you guys about, that was 70% alpaca and 30% merino. It's the first time I've ever used pencil roving, and I've noticed since then that Rock and String Creations she's put more in her shop since I've really raved about it. And she's also lowered her international shipping, which is crazy because if you look at any Etsy store that sends international, their prices are soaring through the roof. It's usually about €10 to ship to Germany from America, and I think hers is like half the price, €5.90 or something like that. Anyway, I finished not only my singles, but I plied the yarn. Excuse me. Will I ever get rid of this cough? So here it is. It is really cool looking. It's honestly a lot nicer than I thought. I'm gonna be honest. I know that these neon yarns are such a popular trend right now, but I am not really into them at all. I'm not drawn to anything neon. It's nothing I like. I've seen a lot of people knitting with it. I've seen a lot of people wearing it, but it's just not for me. Sorry. In this case, as I spun it up, if you notice, I never really mentioned how beautiful the yarn was. Or the fiber was. I really liked spinning it. I thought it was pretty. I still thought the fiber was pretty, but I was unsure. I was quite skeptical. And now that I've plied it, I really, really like it. And I'm shocked by this. I'm surprising myself by how much I like the way this yarn has spun up now that it's plied. I have no idea how many meters I have. This has been on the bobbin, I think, for maybe 5 days. I'm not sure. But it's been on here for a while. I have to hank it up, yeah, I have to hank it up. I have to wash it. I have to thwack it and then hank it up. And I'm curious how many meters I got. I would like to make Elodie a vest with it, a cardigan style vest. So with one that just has a button up here and then sleeveless sleeves. And I'm thinking just a garter stitch style vest, just a really cute, simple garter stitch style vest. And I think I'll just write up the pattern all by myself. Because I think this will be a really cute kind of accessory piece. And I think the reason why I like the yarn so much is because while there is that really bright neon pink, there still is that gray in there. And when the pink is mixed with the gray and the kind of the tealy green and the purples, it really makes it so much more subtle. And I learned a lot while making this yarn. I learned that I have been plying way too loose. And I'm going to go back. I think I only have 2 skeins of plied yarn here at my home in Germany. But I'm going to go back and reply them because this yarn is so much more tightly plied. It looks so much more beautiful. I'm so much more happy with it, and it's an even yarn. It's not kinking up on itself. I mean, just as much as it should. I think it's absolutely stunning. So here it's maybe going to be a little bit uneven, of course, because I wasn't too picky with the way that I spun this yarn. I just kind of wanted to let it do what it wanted to do. But here it's kind of hard to see because it is just the purple and green. Let's see if I can get to some of the pink. So here is the pink and the gray with some purple. Here's a little bit brighter pink. It's so cool. It's so fun. I think I will wash it and thwack it today and hang it out. It's a really sunny day, so I think it's perfect. Perfect weather for that. Yeah, so that was my Alpaca Merino 4-ounce pencil roving rock and string creation. It was so much fun. I would recommend pencil roving to any of you who've never used it because it's so easy. And it's so fun working with new fibers. That was the first alpaca that I've ever spun, and I had so much fun with it. My hands, like I mentioned, got a little bit sweaty while spinning with it, but I have no complaints about that. The fiber prep, I really like the colors that she chose in the end. I was so surprised. I think it turned out beautiful. I would recommend anyone purchasing this pencil roving. So because I had so much fun spinning this fiber, I decided why not try another round of fiber. So I got out my Edgewood Garden hand-painted roving by Ilga Janssons. The color is Water Sky Day. I wanted to try another new to me fiber. I've never spun with a BFL. So this is a 50-50 BFL silk, or BFL and silk. 4.2 ounces. This is just gorgeous. This is so shiny. It is so soft. I've never, the length of this fiber is so short. So here's the rope of fiber. It's a crocheted chain. And I have, well, here, let's show you how it looks. Like this. So here is the little ball, the little wheel of fiber, I guess you could say. That sounds a lot nicer. Isn't it beautiful? So many people have been talking about this Craftsy class, about, I don't even know how to explain what it's about, but just kind of the different ways that you can spin, and how you're laying out the color in your spinning, how you choose what the order that you're going to be spinning it. And I'm really interested in this Craftsy class. Everyone who has taken it hasn't had any complaints about it and is really enjoying it and feels like their spinning has so much improved from this Craftsy class. I've never taken an online class before. I've never taken a Craftsy class, obviously, because it's an online class. And I'm really interested in it. If more of you have taken the class, other than the podcasters, so the podcasters that I've heard is Kristen from Full and Vine, and I think both of the girls from Innis Knit have taken it. Or else it's either one, Christy or Sarah. Anyway, both of them have really enjoyed it. And so I've been just kind of picking off pieces about this long from my braid, and then I've been separating them. So it's kind of turning into a pencil roving. I'm enjoying it. It feels so different, of course, because it is a different fiber than anything I've ever spun. But for me, I'm having a harder time getting used to the short lengths of the fiber. I've spun silk before, but I've spun it with merino, and that was really a very simple spin. And that was probably my favorite fiber I've ever spun, was the merino silk blend. I haven't spun much of this, so here's what I've done so far. I've just been spinning it as it's been coming, as the fiber has been coming. I haven't chosen any specific order of the fiber, but and I'm spinning it, well, you can see this has to be spun still because I have to attach it, but I would say I'm spinning it at in the end it would probably be a DK weight. And I would like to make a shawl with this. I think this would make a really gorgeous shawl. It's nice to be feeling inspired by the yarns that I'm spinning rather than just spinning them because I'm enjoying spinning the fiber, which I am. I'm really enjoying spinning this. I'm having so much fun. It's so fun I'm so happy for this craft along because I have been getting so excited about other things than knitting. And I have been knitting, but now other things have been taking up my interest because I will be knitting for a little while and then I'll say, okay, Molly, you're hosting this craft along, you have to be doing other things. And then this is what happened with the cross stitch. So I started my cross stitch and now I'm loving it. Now I'm loving it again and thinking about new ideas for my next cross stitch project, which I don't know if that would have happened if I hadn't decided to host this. If you guys hadn't voted that this is the thing that we should be doing. So thank you guys for that. I know I've heard that from so many people, that they're really happy for this craft along because they maybe otherwise also wouldn't have picked up those fun projects. And I am so impressed for all of the things that you guys have been doing. You guys are awesome in all of your craftiness. We have some prizes. I haven't shown them in a really long time. So, and I want to show them because they're so awesome. And these people who donated these prizes are beyond cool. So this is my Winter Wonderland package that I've put together. So the first yarn is from Weird and Twisted, and this is completely dyed and or not completely dyed, it's hand spun art yarn. So in this art yarn, she's added snowflakes and beads and a little bit of glitter yarn, and it's beautiful. I think that would make a gorgeous shawl or pair of mittens. And then with that is a soap, vanilla almond sock soap from Tuft Woolens, my favorite wash for hand knits. And then I'm sending these stitch markers, amber stitch markers, from the Caffeinated Sheep on Etsy. And you all know that I've fallen in love again with these jewelry style stitch markers. I'm really enjoying them. I don't find them as hard to knit with as I used to. And then I'm including 2 books. This one, A Baker's Dozen Warm Scarves, and then the Socks Knitting Kit. The final thing is coming from, let's see, the Handmade Hippo on Etsy, and she makes these gorgeous earrings. So here are these fabric covered teacup earrings. Totally fitting for the winter wonderland. You need a cup of tea to keep you warm. Gorgeous. So that's one prize. One person will get all of those goodies just for having fun and crafting along. The next person will get our summer camping, or camping in the summer, little prize. So you get this awesome smudge yarns, hand dyed in Cork, Ireland. And she's using British wool. So this is Cinnabar, super pretty. Looks like it's hand spun yarn, like I've always say. It's BFL Superwash. And there's some nylon in there, so you can knit a pair of socks. You can knit a shawl, you can do whatever you want with it. There's about 330 yards in there. So it's quite generous. You will also be winning some earrings, these super sweet bee earrings. Don't worry, they won't sting you. Corny, right? From the Handmade Hippo. And this amazing Refresh wool wash, because you all need some nice cooling off in the summer. These star stitch markers from Such Wonderful Stuff, because we all know when we're camping in the summer, we love stargazing. At least I do anyway. And then you as well get the sock knitting kit book, along with Little Lily's sweater. This has nothing to do with summer, let's face it, but I had 2 cottage creation books, and I thought it would be nice to give them away. So those are the 2 prizes for the knit along, or for the handcrafts along. I know whoever gets either one of these will love them because they're amazing, and thank you so much to the people who donated these prizes, except for the books, which came from my bookshelf. They're wonderful. All right, so what in the world has been going on with my knitting? I, of course, have been working on my Cozy Memories blanket. This will be the project that is always going on, that I'm always loving, because I love it. I get so excited as it grows, and it is growing. Soon it will be too big to even show you guys on the camera. So, what all have I added? Oh goodness. I have added this entire row here. And then I've added this. Yes. So, These 8 here are from the package that I got last week, or 2 weeks ago. And I used all the yarn. I still have some little balls left, and I'll probably use it for Birds of Happiness. Or I even thought about making some crazy monster socks with them. I thought that would be really fun. And I love this yarn. I was really surprised, again, that I love this yarn so much. This was the Opal Van Gogh, and I just fell in love with it. I think the colors of it are beautiful. This one, I really like it. I love all of the ones that she sent. They're so different. And they were all a lot of fun to knit up. I still have my ends to sew in from this row. Of course, I'll have to have an end sewing in party at some point. And then I started a new row. So 1, 2, 3. How gorgeous are these 3 yarns? Because I received a new package. So the first square that I knit up from this package is this one. And this is the Madeline Tosh single ply yarn. You guys, I have never ever knit with, so it's Madeline Tosh, Tosh Merino Light in logwood. And I've never knit with it before. When I saw it, I thought it was pretty, of course, which is why I cast it on first. I need to purchase some of this yarn because it knits up. I don't think that I have fallen in love so much with the yarn in a very long time, like I have with this. Something about when I knit this yarn up, I felt very inspired, and I just thought immediately, I need to get some of this yarn and knit a shawl with it. It screamed shawl to me. I think it would make an amazingly stunning cardigan as well. But a shawl, the tonalness, if that's even a word, but I'm making it a word at the moment. The tones of this, the yarn. I've never seen Madeline Tosh before because it's not carried in any yarn stores here anyway. And I just think it's stunning. When I start dyeing up my fiber, I would love to make something similar to this because it's absolutely gorgeous, in my opinion. So I have knit 3 squares from this yarn, this package. Let me share with you. She sent so much. So this comes from Melinda. Such an awesome package, Melinda. I was really surprised by how much yarn you sent. It was just fantastic though, because it seems like every single time that I finish using up the scraps that a viewer has sent me, a new package comes in, and then I'm inspired and so excited about my Cozy Memories blanket again, because I have new scraps, I have new stories, I have new yarn, I have new inspiration for working on my blanket. And so she sent this in a really cool way. It's always so fun to see the different ways that you guys are sending in your mini skeins or your leftovers or your just pieces of yarn that could even be from yarn that you haven't even used yet but you love and you want to share. That's a story enough in itself. So she sent them on these cards. She just wrapped her yarn around and then she put a number in there. So this has the number 1, and then that 1 correlates with a piece of paper. So here it says 1, no maker, sparkle, gnome base in Wonder Woman. So then she wrote a little bit about that yarn. She wrote a lot about each yarn actually on every piece of paper. This is not something that you guys have to do. Don't feel like you have to, but it is wonderful that she did it. It's so fun to read the stories with each of her yarn. So underneath of the yarn, I've already used 3 of them as you saw. There's a fun little fact. She's from Australia. So she sent me these little cards called Aussie Animals. And then here, so this is one that I got. It said, Red Kangaroo. Did you know a mother kangaroo can pause the birth of her second joey until the first joey has grown and left the pouch? How long is a mother pregnant for? 33 days. That's crazy to me about the pouch, that she can pause that. Then she sent this sweet card that screams Molly, with the beautiful teacup and tea set and cupcakes. And then she sent this, which is really cool. She sent some of her favorite recipes. She sent, there's a zucchini slice recipe, Nigella's chocolate hot pots, delicious. Both of these look yummy. Beer bread, and then Anzac biscuits. All of it is really intriguing to me. I would like to try everything. This weekend, I'm thinking to try the zucchini slice because Robert is in the hospital because he's having a surgery. And so he'll be gone for a little while. And he doesn't like zucchini, which he says. I'm sure when I put it into things and he doesn't know, it's totally fine. But yeah, so Elodie and I can try that out, and then if it's really tasty, I will try it when he's home. So let's go through the yarn that she sent me. I hope that this focuses when I'm going a little bit quicker. So we're doing a swap in the Homespun House Ravelry group. If you're not a member, join. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of really great conversations going on in there. And it's just interesting. It's fun to be a member and to have some chatter about what's going on in the knitting community and projects we're working on. And like I said, we're having this mini skein swap, and this is a totally doable idea if the thought of making mini skeins scares you. This doesn't take up that much space. You just put it on a little card, and it's as simple as that. You could even use a scrapbook cardstock paper for fun. I really love this one. The colors of this appeal to me a lot. I like the subtleness of them. I've really been into that lately. This looks like a woolen vine yarn. I want to look at that quick and see what that is. Ah, it's opal yarn in Cafe Terrace. Colorway from, where's this 9? That doesn't look like opal yarn. It's got to be 9. Soctopus Sakusu, original and Spring Storm colorway. It's really pretty. I like that a lot, Melinda. So she sent 11 skeins. It would be quite shocking and, in my opinion, very impressive if I finish all of these skeins next week. Maybe I'll try and carry them on over the next 2 weeks. We will see. Then she sent these lovely teas from Australia. You guys see a theme here with Australia? I'm excited to try those. I think I'll wait until the morning, tomorrow morning, to try them, because it says that it's a full flavor strength tea. And I guess I could try it in the afternoon. I mean, I'm drinking coffee basically until the evening, so why not? Such a fantastic package, Melinda. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to having your memories and your knitting scraps in my blanket. I love everything you sent. They're so different, and thank you. Super sweet of you. Very thoughtful. I love that you included recipes. And the fact that I'm sure that they're ones that you're using often enough is neat. It's fun for me to think that I'm going to be in my kitchen and reading from the same recipe and making something that you probably make with your family as well. that's fun. And same with the yarn when I'm knitting it. It's fun that, you know, it's something that you've used and you've touched and you've put into something that you've made and made memories with. But back to the yarn swap. Yeah, it's a fun swap that we're doing in our group. With mini skeins, you can do mitered squares with it. You can make anything you want. You can make birds of happiness. Just sharing our memories, sharing our yarn. The one that we're doing right now, I don't know if it will just keep continuing and continuing. I'm not the host of it. I'm just kind of a person who's following in the swap. I think we'll do a swap round 2. I don't think it will be continuous because I think some people will want to join more than once. So maybe we should start a list of people who want to do it a second time and stop this one where it is. But anyway, yes, we're doing a super fun yarn swap in the Ravelry group. Another fun reason to join. If you're not involved in this swap, join in the second one. I'll probably join in too, so maybe we'll be partners. I don't know. I'm not the one who's pairing people up. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Then you guys get other people's memories and other positive vibes going into it. So while we're talking about leftover scraps, I'm going to talk a little bit about my Bird of Happiness project, because I have been using some of the leftover scraps from my Cozy Memories blanket to knit some birds. I had originally started my Bird of Happiness just knitting. I'm missing a bird, come to think of it. Anyway, I'll get back to that. Just knitting these 2 yarns from Nature's Luxury. So I have the Farouche, which is a 65% silk, 35% camel in the Terra Venom colorway. And then I have the Bliss A in the inky colorway. This is a yarn from Germany, and it's from Nature's Luxury. There's a woman named Denitsa who dyes the yarns up, and she's using mostly luxurious yarns. And she was so kind that she gifted me these yarns for the shawl knit along that I was doing quite a long time ago in the beginning of my podcast. And I loved it. I really love this yarn. It's unlike anything I've ever knit before. She dyes her yarn amazingly, and I don't know what you could basically say bad about silk, camel, and cashmere. So I originally thought that I was going to use just these luxury fibers in the beginning, and then when I finished, maybe I would stop doing the pattern, or maybe I would use hand spun. I didn't know. But now that I've slowly gathered these scraps of yarn, I've been using them to make some Birds of Happiness. It started off with this special Bird of Happiness that I showed you guys last week that I stuffed with the leftovers from my Cozy Memories blanket. I wanted to wait to mail it off until I showed it to you guys now that it's stuffed. So I will put this in the mail tomorrow. So there's that one. And it smells amazing. And then I've made 2 more this week. Because I loved that Vincent van Gogh colorway so much, I decided to knit a Bird of Happiness with it. And I think what I love about this yarn so much is the subtleness of it. I love that it's not really bright or really vibrant. I don't know, it almost baffles me that I love it so much, if that even is understandable, but I really like it. I like that it's a little bit more scratchy. I like that it's kind of rustic. I'm really drawn to this colorway. So I made a bird with it. And then the next bird that I made was with quite a while ago. I received some yarn for my Cozy Memories blanket, and there was a yarn in there that was the only one that wasn't labeled, and I kind of fell in love with it. And again, this isn't a luxury yarn. It's probably a 70-30 merino nylon sock yarn. but I really, really liked it. And so I decided to make a bird of happiness with this one. And these are all stuffed with lavender, and then my just my raw, undyed, but processed and cleaned roving. This still has so much lanolin in it. It's very, it's quite sticky. Not overwhelmingly sticky, but it's sticky enough that if you were to spin it, which I have, you have to wash your hands often. But it's nice for the bird of happiness. I like that it has that really fresh sheepy wool in there. And it's kind of funny because I'm just noticing I have my sock soap, my wool wash, in the Royal Apiary scent. I don't know why I don't have a lavender one in there, but they kind of mix nicely together and give the birds a neat scent. So here I have my birds that I finished. I'm missing one. I'm not sure where it is. Maybe I've hung it somewhere. I have a couple of leftover Cozy Memory scraps that I've tied in that I will probably gather up and use for another special bird. Some lavender from the wonderful Sue Ann is almost gone. I have another bag though, which my grandma sent. I have a lot in here. You can keep so much in this little bag. So this is a size I've never offered before. It's just one that I kind of made special for my bird of happiness. The first time that I ever saw anyone having bags matching their projects was Diane from the Knittables, and it's not that I thought it was funny. I just thought, oh, I've never thought of that. I don't think it's something that I'll ever do. But then I purchased quite a bit of fabric a while back, and I received a fat eighth of this. And I thought, why not? Why not just make a bag with it? It works perfect for my bird of happiness knitting project, and I'll use it for it. And I love it. I don't know why I haven't had more matching project bags. And it fits so much. The fact that this is my smallest one and it fits so much is crazy. It has my pattern. It has some yarn in there. And then I have this bag of yarn that I also put inside. I have the birds with all of the roving. And then I have my Carbons needles in a 2.0 millimeter. I think it's a 60 centimeter length. I had been knitting all of my birds of happiness on my Carbons double point needles. And it was a little bit tedious because it is a tedious pattern anyway. And so I thought, why not just knit, why not try to do a magic loop with them? Which wasn't the most exciting idea to me because I'm not the biggest fan of magic loop. I like it all right, but I thought for something so small, maybe it's not so nice, which is when I know a lot of people actually really prefer a magic loop. So I tried it for the first time, and I will not use my double points again for my bird of happiness. It's so much easier. It makes the knitting of it a lot more smooth, and I enjoy it a lot more. Not that I didn't enjoy it in the beginning, because otherwise I wouldn't have knit quite a few of them already, but now, now I'm really enjoying it a lot. And I will knit quite a bit more. Grandma, this must be something that's hereditary, because here I am jumping on the bandwagon of knitting something over and over and over, which isn't a bad thing because I'm enjoying it. They're really nice gifts for people, and something special that I've been doing with mine. I think they're already very special because it's such a little project, and it's using special yarn, and lots of positive thoughts are going into them. But every time I'm finishing one, I'm cupping it in my hands and then putting my thumbs on my chin, closing my eyes, and making a positive wish for the future receiver of the yarn, of the bird of happiness. I don't even know who I'm going to be gifting these to yet, but I know that when the right person comes along, I will think they need a bird of happiness. it's just something so simple, but something so nice and a nice little reminder. I don't know, wherever the recipient hangs it, whatever they do with it. Maybe they keep it in their pocket or purse, or hang it on a wall, on a window. Just a nice reminder that someone is thinking of them and wishing them positivity and a good day and a good moment. So it's a special little fun project. The next thing that I have been working on, which is a little bit more of a sad thing, is my cardigan that I've been knitting for Elodie's best friend, Emma. So the reason why it's sad is because I've fallen out of love with this project, and I fell out of love almost immediately, and I should have trusted my instinct when I was in the yarn shop, because I saw this yarn and then I saw another yarn. This is the same yarn that I knit Elodie's with, just a different color. Hers is brown. And I sent a picture to Emma's mom, Tina, of the yarn, and asked her what color she wanted, and she said this color. And I said, great, okay, easy enough, I get it, I do it, and it will be finished for her birthday. But now that I've been knitting it, I don't know what it is, because it is the same yarn. Something doesn't feel right about it. I don't know what. I cannot even pick at it and say what. I really have no idea. I have no idea. I cannot even answer this question. But I've fallen out of love with this yarn. I really think about ripping it back and just saying bye to the whole project, because I'm not loving it, and it doesn't feel right. I wish I had bought the other yarn that I wanted to buy initially. I should have listened to my gut, just got it, and I didn't. So I feel bad because Emma's birthday is coming up soon. It's the middle of July is her birthday. And I wanted to give her this. I know that Tina really loves the pattern, and I've already told her that I think I have to rip it out, which is such a shame. I'm really sad about it, because I really wanted to give her a really nice sweater for her birthday. I need to think about it a little bit more. What would you guys do? What do you think about it? I know in the end I really just have to go with my gut feeling and what I'm thinking, but the days are really slim until her birthday, and I have to make a move fast. So I need to think about it. I think tonight I'll sit and spin a little bit more, or knit, work on my Cozy Memories blanket, something a little bit more meditative, and really kind of let it mull over what I need to do with this project. I have it in my Homespun House project bag, one of my favorites. So hopefully that sends some good vibes in that direction. Yeah, but I'm a little bit sad about that, because I was very excited about it initially. I was really excited about the project. So that's a big bummer. The next thing that I've been working on a little bit is Operation Warm Socks for Grandpa Neil. I've just done a little bit of the heel, I think, since we last spoke. No, I think I was only to here last time, actually. So I've done a little bit of the leg, and now I'm onto the heel. I'm about halfway done, and I'm hoping to I will definitely get these finished soon, because I want to cast on another pair of socks. I'm really wanting to use the Regia tweed, the cream tweed that I got, and just kind of make up a pattern. I want to do what, I don't know, but I just kind of want to knit at and make up a pattern of socks, because I've just been dying to do that. I want to use more of a plain yarn than be knitting a patterned yarn, because that's what I've been knitting lately, is a patterned self-striping sort of sock yarn. So I'm wanting to design a pair of socks now. This is in another Homespun house. All of my bags are in Homespun house bags. My Cozy Memories blanket is in this larger bag. I have this in this one, which is a really pretty old vintage sheet with some linen. You guys have all seen my pretty sheet pin made by my Grandma Sue. And is that all I've been working on? I guess those are my 4 projects. The sweater, the blanket, the birds, and the socks. I've knit a little bit on Elodie's sweater, but I mostly had set that aside because I wanted to be working on Emma's sweater, which obviously has been going down the drain a bit. Yes. And my shawl, I haven't worked on it at all. It's so close to being finished, and it's kind of bad that I've been designing this and now I've stopped working on it for so long that I'm a little bit nervous to pick it up again. But maybe it's good because maybe I'll have some new ideas. I've decided that my ebook, there's no way it will be finished by the end of the year. And so I wanted to announce something to you guys right now. And that is, there will be an ebook. I don't have any date for it because I'm self-publishing it myself. And the ebook, so first I will just be releasing my patterns by themselves as they are. So first will obviously come out the shawl and then so on and so forth. And then whenever these patterns that I've compiled together for the ebook are finished, and there will be about 12 of them, then they will all be coming together as an ebook. And the ebook will be a little bit different than the patterns. And I will explain that a little bit later on. I don't want to give too much away. But there will be something very, very special about the ebook. So that's that. Just so you guys know, you aren't wondering about it. Something that I have received this week is some fiber because I've been so much into spinning. I was super excited to get some really cool fiber this week. I've mentioned before that I'm not really into this rainbow fiber or rainbow styled yarn, which I'm not, but I really like the rainbow fiber for the most part. I guess I'm just picky. So this is the rainbow fiber that I got. It's from Fashion Touch. Goodness gracious, can I talk? It's from Fashion Touch Supplies on Etsy. And this is a 50% merino. It is really soft, really fluffy. It has some of that nylon in there, which is crazy. I am curious how it is going to spin up and then knit up. And this is 4 ounces. So I think it's really pretty. I think it will be fun to spin. It feels very different. I'm kind of shocked it's a merino. It almost feels like it should be something else. What, I don't know, because I'm not that well read or informed on fiber. But I really like the colors of it. Like I said, I really want to go into taking this Craftsy class about spinning your colored fiber because I don't want this to be too muddy. I can see how this could possibly look not so pretty once it is spun up. It's just so hard with time, which I'll get into as soon as I finish showing you what she sent for you guys. So this is something that I will use in an upcoming giveaway. It is a braid of fiber in this really pretty wine color with this turquoise blue. Really gorgeous. And it's nice how it changes from the wines to the plums to the red. So this is what I received this week. And this is something that you guys received. that I will use in an upcoming giveaway. So thank you so much for sending this for my viewers to give away. I know they will love it, and I know you guys will love it, right? Yes. So I don't usually do this at the end of my podcast, so it seems really weird. But I had the week off last week, not of work, but from podcasting. And that was because I was so busy. I feel like I was just exhausted. I was too exhausted that there was no way I could have sat in front of the camera and filmed. I was so tired at the end of the day that I would have just seriously sat in front of you guys and yawned, probably the entire podcast. Yeah, that's mostly it. Life has just been really busy, and I'm sorry that I haven't been very vocal on the boards. I'm still here. I'm still doing really well. It's just that I've been so busy. I didn't have time. That's just what it comes down to, is I did not have that time to sit and podcast and edit and upload and condense, and it takes a lot of time to get the final video out there. And I knew that that wasn't possible last week. So anyway, I have had a fantastic 2 weeks. I'm excited to see Robert. I hope he's healing well. Elodie is taking a nap now. I'm home with her during the day. She's sick with a fever, which is a big bummer, but it's been fun playing with her. Even though she's sick, she usually has quite good energy. And yeah, so it's giving me time right now to sit and film during her nap and talk with you guys. I've definitely missed you. I felt bad that I haven't been chatting so much with all of you. But like I said, life has just been busy, and I know that you guys have understood that. Thank you so much for your thoughtful messages. And I've really appreciated them. And I hope to get back to them soon when I have some time to sit down and write you guys. You are all so supportive. You're even though I haven't even met you, you're such great friends. I hope you have a fantastic week. And I look forward to talking with all of you next week.